Oh, I think we're recording.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I did not know that's how this works. Oh, this is going so well. Welcome to episode 007 of Well, That's Interesting. I'm Jill Chacha, but most importantly, I am with I am reunited over clearly not in the same room because we're using various technologies to make this episode happen. I'm with Marisa Riley.
Oh my gosh, hello! I'm here. I'm so happy to be reunited with my fellow podcast host, Miss Jillian Chacha. The best on the only.
Full name,
yeah.
all the letters,
all the syllables.
All the syllables. You added the vowel, like the fucking vowels and shit. Everyone's vowels are so out of fashion.
That's how happy I am to be recording with you.
You're adding vowels. Excellent. Welcome back, everybody. The previous episode was a very in-betweeny, and it kind of confused some people in terms of the title because I recorded it and called it one thing and I named it another. Long story short, it's not like splitting atoms. I kept making different series. Like maybe it should be a separate series if I do one alone. It's not. It's just an in-betweeny. And I just kept it an in-betweeny, and it's in-betweeny 4. And it's fantastic. It's a countdown of the strongest creatures. It's got animals. It's got insects. It's got snakes. I don't want to give it away. So you should listen.
But it's good. I loved it. I loved it so much I listened to it twice. And I was like, this is a good podcast.
Oh
my gosh.
Well, thank you for listening. We also... You should become a monthly supporter. Speaking of which,
can I support my own podcast? I'm already planning on buying all of the merch.
Oh yeah,
no discounts. So
the merch store is happening. But what is currently happening is you could be a monthly supporter, just like our first 2 monthly supporters.
Thank you.
That's right, Max and Roberta.
Max
and Roberta are our first monthly supporters. Go to anchor.fm/support, hit that support button, and you could help us do this now remotely because life is happening, and we are now in different states. And bear with us, folks. You're the best. You keep coming back and listening and supporting us,
and we love you.
Yeah.
And we're apart currently because my mom is battling cancer. I had to come here a little last minute. It's been a hard, nonstop road of caretaking and hospitals and COVID tests. So I haven't been able to record in a while, but we're here now. We carved out some time, and I am so happy to take a quick break and listen and talk and just, hang out with Jillian Chacha. Every syllable, every vowel.
Ah, my God. It's so great to do this again. And we'll find a schedule. We'll make this work. We always make it work. And it's really not strange or ironic or just how the universe works is that this episode was designed, or I should say written, to talk about medical procedures. So.
Yes. And let me tell you, Jillian,
stop.
I love using your full name. Jill has been teasing this episode to me for weeks. And I have been so pumped. And then finally today I was like, drop everything. We have to do the episode. So here we are.
We're doing it. God damn it. Yeah, the universe is strange. Max, who is our first monthly supporter, he actually sent in a fact as well. And his fact is in Rwanda, African hospitals, in Rwanda, Africa, of course, hospitals can request blood for transfusions with a WhatsApp message. It then gets delivered within minutes by a self-flying drone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Life-saving shit. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's the complete opposite of what we're going to talk about today. This is everything I want to talk about today. Either killed or at least did some harm. it's the opposite of just science. Oh God, yeah. So we're going to talk about 10 medical practices that no longer exist, thankfully, and how they all came about to be, because they didn't just pop out of thin air. We have to understand why we do horrible things to each other. Hopefully we learn from it.
I would love to try to understand half the things that are going on in the world, but I'm down for these medical procedures first.
All right. Well, we're going to do 10. We're going to talk about 10 cures, and we're going to start big. Our first cure is smoking cigarettes.
Oh, God.
That's how you cure yourself. Yes.
Oh, God.
In the late 19th century or the late 1800s, old-timey grifters advertised in old-timey newspapers about the miracle of the cigarette.
Oh, God.
Disembodied smoking heads would float within text proclaiming a pack could relieve asthma, hay fever, foul breath, diseases of the throat and lungs, head colds, canker sores, bronchial issues, you name it, you fucking light up, you're going to be all right by the end of the day. Blech. Yeah. So now, like I said, this shit doesn't happen in a vacuum. Way, way, way back in the day, tiny sounds that hopefully are being recorded because this is the first time we're doing this. So way back in the 15th century, the 1400s, the nicotiana, or the tobacco plant, was observed to be used by the indigenous people in North and South America. Now, that was observed by the colonial pieces of shit who, of course, stole the plant, took it to Europe, where its use was, should I say, not clearly understood by the white people there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the name tobacco was applied to the plant in error. Tobacco was the name of the cane pipe used by the indigenous folks, which wasn't actually used to smoke or inhale, but it was used as aromatherapy.
Oh, God. I like how this story immediately starts with stealing and misuse of words, like inability to read the fine print, inability to do any research.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
And just straight up theft.
The confidence of mediocre white men. I think that's a phrase we've heard a lot. That's what's happening here. Okay, so they named the plant the wrong fucking thing. It's actually named after the cane pipe, which has like two little branches coming out of it. That's so you could like stick it up your nose and inhale it and use it as aromatherapy.
Fun.
Yeah. Anything up my nose, I'm happy with it. Don't do drugs. In Cuba, more examples of not smoking. The tobacco was wrapped inside a burning torch to ward off disease, probably caused by mosquitoes. It was burnt to ward off fatigue, so to keep you awake. Some folks even mixed the tobacco plant with lime or chalk to use as a toothpaste. So yeah, exactly. The plant wasn't always used just to fucking get your fix after every meal.
Yeah.
So from the 1500s to the 1700s, white folks went to town using the tobacco plant for every damn ailment, with no actual scientific studies, because scientific studies did not exist. Mm-hmm. So what was considered a success story was basically just hearsay, because I did it, it must work, that type of thing.
Yep.
So it was a hearsay until about the early 1800s, when quote unquote technology began to emerge. Enough technology that the element nicotine was isolated from tobacco in 1828. And isolating it, doctors also air quote in 1828. Sure. Let's go with that. So it's 1828. They isolate this part of the tobacco plant, and they're like, y'all, this is addictive and dangerous as fuck. We really need to do something about this.
We need to make gazillions of dollars. If it's addictive, we're rich.
So keep that in mind. Today, we know quite a bit about smoking. It causes about 3 million preventable deaths a year.
God.
3 million, yes. Now, when tobacco leaves are burned, the smoke contains 4,000 chemicals.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're inhaling
Wow.
4,000 chemicals, one of them being nicotine, which
God.
in small doses is addictive and it's toxic. Now, here's where what you just so aptly put, making it lucrative. Here's where white grifters in the late 1800s took advantage of both the public's lack of knowledge and the lack of oversight of what their product claims. So let's step back for a minute. When you do smoke tobacco, there are effects. When you inhale it, smoke passes to every organ. The brain and nervous system is stimulated by small doses, but it's depressed by larger ones. And nicotine increases your heart rate and your blood pressure. And even the practice of smoking might have psychosomatic effects like stress relief. You even bring it upon yourself, for example, that it feels good to light up. Yeah.
Can we take a pause? Someone's at the door.
Oh, let's do it. Products.
Sorry.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. You may recognize me as Gabby from the History of Everything podcast.
And my name is Brenna, and you don't recognize me from anything yet.
Together, we're two scientists who explore all of the weird little questions and conspiracies of the universe in our new podcast, Mystery of Everything. Everything has an explanation.
We hope.
That is what we're here to figure out. We will dive into the science behind many popular conspiracy theories, such as vaccines causing autism, flat earth theory, and was the moon landing fake? And if so, why the heck would anyone even do that?
But it's not just conspiracies. There's a lot of cool mysteries that we will attempt to use science to explain, such as near-death experiences, what made the Vikings go berserk, and can I control my co-host with MK Ultra?
Wait, what? Anyway, make sure to check out the Mystery of Everything podcast everywhere where you find your podcasts.
Hello everyone, Stakuyi here.
And I'm Gabby.
And we are the hosts of History of Everything, a podcast which you can probably guess by the name is, well, it's about everything. Do you want to know why people thought potatoes were evil and would give you syphilis? Are you curious about all the stories of the terrible and stupid ways that people have kicked the bucket over the years? Do you want to hear tales about all of the different badasses of history and the lives that they had brought to life? Well, if so, then look no further. History of Everything is just the right podcast for you. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else that you get your podcast from. Join us for some fun and just see how weird and wacky history can be.
Everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're so back. So sorry about that. My mom's childhood best friend decided to drop by and bring us cornbread and talk to us for a long time about the zucchini she was cooking. So I had to take a pause because she wouldn't stop knocking on the door. Anyways, we're back.
Smoking cigarettes is brought to you by cornbread. That's great. I love that. That's wonderful. I love that so much.
She said that she didn't use the box mix and that she made it the old-fashioned way.
Ooh.
She didn't use the Jiffy mix. So old-fashioned cornbread.
That's, oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
You should be. I'm so pumped.
Damn it. All right. Well, where were we? We're talking about we're talking about smoking cigarettes. Okay, so um, back in the late 1800s, the actual physical effects and the possible mental effects were interpreted as successful cure-alls. And immediate pain relief. You know, you just have to ignore all the late-term problems that came with smoking. It just felt really good while you were smoking. Now, businessmen hopped on the bandwagon, investing in the newly invented cigarette rolling machine in I know. Wonderful.
Fancy.
In 1880, these bad boys rolled out 120,000 cigarettes in 10 hours.
Wow.
120,000 cigarettes in 10 hours. Now, speaking of stress, World War I breaks out conveniently in 1914. In the face of imminent death, soldiers got free or subsidized, subsidized cigarettes from the government, distributing billions of free cigarettes between 1914 and 1918, which successfully got a generation hooked.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
It's like you give them food and poison. That's crazy. Did they even give them food? I hope so.
World War I, there was probably bullets in the food. It's pretty bad. It was a horrible. I highly. We should do an episode on the absolute, just horrific World War I was. So to deal with the stress, seeing your friends blown apart by machines you've never seen before, the government gave you cigarettes to deal with it, and soldiers returned home and brought their addictions with them. Smoking in society was normalized, and once again, businessmen hopped on the bandwagon. Advertisements appeared in newspapers, like I said, but featuring fake doctors promoting health benefits. With men addicted, they turned to the female market, and thus began, in the 1920s, a targeted ad campaign towards, you guessed it, a woman's weight.
Oh,
that's right.
No.
That's right, ladies. There's a cure for your appetite, and it's called smoking.
That's awful. If you want to prey upon one thing, it's women and our insecurity about weight. That is a great way to make so much money. I can't believe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe.
Yes. Feasting on insecurities was the cigarette business number one business, I think, because we're all familiar with the absurd ad campaigns of the 1940s and 1950s. We're all aware of how cigarettes made housewives happier and dad more masculine.
God.
We're all aware of how the ridiculous billboards of the 1970s and 1980s convinced men that smoking increased their manhood and turns you into a cowboy. We're all aware of the cartoon characters, like the leather jacket-toting camels in the 1990s, telling children, the last untapped market, that, hey, we've got a cure. We've got a cure for your unpopularity. All you got to do is smoke.
Okay. Quick pause.
Yeah.
It worked on me when I was a kid.
Of course.
Child cigarettes worked on me. And when I was 16, 17, 18, Camel came out with cigarettes that had pink designs on them, like hot pink, like like a little girl pink color.
Wow.
And I thought they were so cute, and they came in this little black and pink package that looked like something a 14-year-old would buy at like Hot Topic. Completely fell for it. And then I think like 7 years of smoking, 7-8 years of smoking later, I finally quit. But isn't that wild?
The colors got you.
It fucking worked.
The packaging. There you go.
It just looks so cute. It looked so cool. End of anecdote.
Sorry, I'm just smiling at how cute you must have looked. Well, somehow getting your little hands on a package of cigarettes in Texas. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, in Texas.
Yeah. How much did they cost? Do you remember?
$5.
$5.
$4 to $5.
That's nothing.
Disgusting, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So yes, the 1990s, Marissa Riley's smoking, and that perhaps is the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't until 1998, over a century of bullshit, the 4 largest U.S. tobacco companies finally admitted that their marketing was misleading and that their products were designed to get you hooked until you died.
Yep.
Turn page. Oh, the end. So that was a century of cigarette smoking being a cure-all. My sources for this were the Journal of the Royal Society and Wikipedia.
Nice.
That's wonderful. So let's talk about something a little bit more lighthearted. Let's talk about heroin.
Yumsies.
I told you I'd start.
What problems is that going to solve? Actually, I know morphine does solve some problems, but for a majority of people who take it, it's creating more problems. I'm wagging my finger.
A lot of finger wagging here over the Zoom. Oh, yes. Our number 2 cure-all, once upon a time, was heroin.
Oh, God.
Yes. So how did this? A lot of it's a fun fact a lot of people like to bring up. But how did it happen? Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's the same goddamn century, the 1800s. They were a shitty time, shitty time. We are everything we're dealing with now actually feels like it's because of the 1800s. It's worth looking into. But we're going to talk about heroin right now. The late 1800s, not only were cigarettes promoted as painkillers, but so were opiates. Mm-hmm. We're going to see a lot of parallels between what we just spoke about. Except where the grifting businessmen were hacking cigarettes, doctors, air quotes, were prescribing opiates. Now, boy howdy, nothing changes. My sources here, the SmithsonianMag.com, and an article called Inside the Story of America's 19th Century Opiate Addiction. By 1895, morphine and opium addiction affected roughly okay, get this.
Okay.
Opium and morphine addiction affected 1 in 200 Americans.
That's a whole bunch. That's a whole.
And the reason, like cigarettes, can be traced back to war.
Oh, here we go again.
During the American Revolution, Continental and British soldiers, they were drugged up. They're surviving, they're wounded. Doctors had no real cures for anything, and all we really had was pain management. So if you were dying for any reason, doctors were like, you know what, let's go with what we know. And all we know is opium, and the soldiers seemed really happy with it at the time. So for a century, opiates were used on the general public until it really, really ramped up for the Civil War. That's right. Yeah, the 1860s really set off America's love affair with getting high. The Union Army issued 10 million opium pills to its soldiers, not counting an additional 2.8 million ounces of opium powders and tinctures. And just as with the generation hooked on cigarettes after World War I, these soldiers had their own crisis. And they brought it home, it became normalized, and opiates then made up 15% of all prescriptions in the Boston area of 1888.
Boston.
15% of all prescriptions were opiates.
Oh my God.
That's right.
And people were like working and like going out.
Yeah. They were
leaving their homes, worse, staying in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
What a disaster. Like, and everyone at this point is also like wasted too. So can you imagine like mixing those things so casually? Everyone must have been in a blackout.
Yeah, it's like the Industrial Revolution is happening. People are using heavy machinery. Every photo you see of someone out on a ledge and a skyscraper, it's probably because they're on something.
Oh my God.
To get through the day, because really there's no medical care, there was no, workers' rights, and so you had to manage the pain.
Here, blackout, oh, you're not feeling good? Here's just straight up blackout for 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Yeah. So the whole damn country was traumatized by war. And by 1890, opiates were sold unregulated in the medical marketplace.
No.
Again, no real cures or even basic understanding of, say, women's bodies.
Yeah.
Male doctors turned to morphine to basically, quote unquote, cure everything, even like menstrual cramps.
Okay.
And, yep, by 1890, 60% of addicts were women.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have to say if you were giving me that for pain management, I would do anything for pain management when it comes to cramps. Anything.
Yeah. So now, remember, by 1895, 1 in 200 Americans had an opiate problem.
Wow.
And probably smoking problem.
Yep.
And yeah, there were some other advances in science. There vaccines were up and coming. There were X-rays, even aspirin.
Oh,
in 1899. Yeah, right. That helps cramps, but no. Yeah, but 1899. That shit's too late, man. White people are ending up in jails, and oh God, what a society to do when that happens. So, enter a little company called Bayer.
Oh, I know what you're about to. Continue. I'm excited. Okay.
Very exciting. Let's go back a little. 1874. Heroin is invented by C.R. Wright, and he called it diamorphine. It was later nicknamed heroin, based on the German word heroisch, meaning heroic. This caught the company's attention, who mass-produced and branded this hero as a godsend for coughs and colds in 1898. Bayer suggested its heroin could be mixed with sugar or brandy, and you take a swig, and like I said, you go operate some heavy machinery at your factory job because there's no paid time off or workers' rights. So you're on heroin,
And brandy. Take a swig of those things at 9 in the morning. Probably like 4 in the morning because you're on your way to your 7 a.m. job or whatever.
Every like finance bro is like, what? What's the problem? What's the problem? I don't understand.
Oh my God.
Okay. So for some goddamn reason, the St. James Society mails free samples of heroin to morphine addicts.
I'm sorry. Could you hear that on the mic? Could you hear the face palm? Hear it one more time. Can you hear it?
Oh, that was beautiful. That was put a frame around that. So they mailed free samples of heroin to morphine addicts in 1900. By 1910, New York's Bellevue Hospital admits its first heroin addict.
Whoa, okay.
Mm-hmm. The number skyrockets to 425 in 3 years. The term junkie is coined possibly because the city's addicts made money by reselling scraps of junk metal. Hence junkie.
Oh.
By 1913, Bayer's like, oh shit, maybe heroin isn't a cure. Oh, shrug, and stops production.
Good.
It takes the U.S. government 10 years after that and finally bans heroin production in 1924.
10 years? Are you fucking kidding me?
Uh-huh. And making it illegal does nothing.
No.
So, and it does nothing to address the millions of people who are already addicted.
Yeah.
All it did was move production to the mob. That's right. And in 1930, we have the birth of the underground, very lucrative business of heroin in our country, the United States. Lucky Luciano making his fortune thanks to this. Thanks to everything I just said. So.
God, oh my God, head and hand,
mm-hmm.
face and hand.
Oh yeah. So, but for realsies, we're going to do a lighthearted one. We're going to talk.
But for realsies, my new favorite segue is but for realsies.
For realsies. Let's talk about number 3. Vin Mariani. Vin Mariani was a coca wine and a medicinal cure created in the 1860s by Angelo Mariani, a French chemist from the island of Corsica. Yes. He became intrigued by coca after reading about its stimulating effects in a paper and thought, wouldn't it be great if we ingested it in a really quick and tasty way?
For sure.
And by coca, I mean cocaine.
I had no idea it was like it started off in France. That's so fancy. Off the island of Corsica. Oh my God! Yes, how fancy. Please.
Who doesn't want to be doing that right now? Sorry. I would
cocaine
live that
in
life.
Corsica. Fuck yeah! Sign me up. I'm kidding.
It's the Kardashians. They're ending their show. We should just start a show called Cocaine in Corsica.
Cocaine, keeping up with cocaine in Corsica.
Ooh, brutal.
KUCIC. There you go. There's the acronym. Hashtag it.
Oh, Lord. So between 1863 and 1868, Angelo mixed Bordeaux wine and coca leaves to create Vin Mariani, a French tonic wine. What's in it? Let's take a look. Now, the booze originally had 6 milligrams of cocaine per fluid ounce, but that changed to 7.2 milligrams per ounce because my favorite fact here is because they had to up the amount of coke in the booze because drinks in the United States were already mixing cocaine in their cocktails.
Of course we were. We were like, sorry, we're already doing this. You're gonna have to
get with it, Angelo.
Get with it, Angelo, in fucking Corsica.
So to compete, Mariani had to up the dosage, and he also needed a really good ad campaign. So he marketed the booze as a way to increase your energy, increase your appetite, increase your mood. It was promoted as a performance enhancer for creatives and athletes, and he designed colorful, really beautiful posters. Please give it a Google, of dancers and actors all taking a swig and getting down in a furious jig that had to cause many injuries. Beautiful posters. Mariani also solicited testimonials, something very new for the time. He reached out to European celebrities, royal family members, and even popes.
Wow.
He even got Pope Leo XIII and Pope St. Pius hooked on his booze.
Multiple popes on coke. Multiple popes on coke.
That's a great name for a band.
It's a great name for a band. Put it on a tote. Okay.
Popes on a tote.
I think we have something for the merch store.
Oh, Lord. If anyone out there knows how to draw a Pope on coke, submit your drawing to wellthatsinterestingpod@gmail.com.
Please do. I would die for that.
And we'll cut the proceeds, and we'll put it towards going to Corsica and getting the fuck out of here. Oh God.
I have to step away really, really quickly, but can I come right back?
Let's talk about more products.
Hell yeah.
20th Century Studios presents Vacation Friends 2, now streaming only on Hulu.
Look at us, all together again. We just wanted to give you guys a real honeymoon.
Shots!
Now streaming.
Dad! He was just released from jail.
Where can I get a drink around here?
Back on vacation.
This place is nice. It's drug lord nice.
I'm sorry, drug lord nice?
With more baggage.
Ever since he showed up, he turned this relaxing vacation into total chaos. Who does that?
Vacation Friends 2, rated R, now streaming only on Hulu.
Oh, we're back.
We are so back. So sorry, had to step away. help the mom for a second. Being a caretaker is a 24/7 full-time job.
That's right. And it should be paid. And it should be
Someone
a
pay me.
paid gig.
I'm kidding. I'm getting paid in love.
Well, hit that support button, y'all. Hit that support button. So
there you go.
Doing this.
Support a cancer caretaker.
That's right.
Because I'm tired, and all I've been eating is pasta, which actually isn't.
That's great.
I've been really enjoying it.
Girl, eat all that fucking pasta.
Oh, I will.
Get all that pasta, and if you're Pope Leo, get all that Coke. Get all that Coke wine.
Coke, Pope Leo.
Pope Leo, he loved this shit so much that Mariani actually put Pope Leo on a goddamn poster endorsing the wine.
I want that poster right now. Right now.
I'll look it up. I'll see if I can get it on our Instagram. That'll be fucking amazing. So yeah, it's Pope Leo endorsed, and the Vatican even gave him a medal, ladies and gentlemen.
My God.
Ulysses S. Grant admitted to coking out on the stuff to finish his memoirs, and the asshole Thomas Edison said it helped him stay awake, possibly long enough to steal all the things. So, so these testimonials, oh my God. So I'm going to get back to that. Vin Mariani is still sold today. Head to vinmariani.fr. Sponsor us. vinmariani.fr. And the homepage to this day flouts Pope Leo's gold medal and a limited. I know they're still rocking the medal. Wow. They're still rocking the medal. Let's see. So the homepage also offers a limited edition Pope Leo the 13th bottle for €800. And it looks like today's production of Vin Mariani is made with Corsican white wine and Bolivian coca leaf extracts. So get your fill, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but extract is not the same as what used to be in it.
No, not at all.
I was going to say, is this an awesome loophole that we should be ordering from?
Oh, you know what? And that reminds me, I did a little bit of math. The original, the OG Vin Mariani, bottles of wine, they're about 25.4 ounces or 750 milliliters. And if there's 7.2 milligrams of Coke in a bottle, we've got about 183 milligrams of Coke, or 0.2 of a gram in each bottle of wine, which was 16% volume alcohol by volume. So 16% alcohol and 0.2 of a gram of Coke in each bottle.
And it's probably like really good Coke that hasn't been cut with like stupid baby laxatives and stuff. So
I hate when that happens.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, so head over to their website and do me a favor and click on, what is it? Under the tab, The House of Coca Mariani, which is a great drag name. If you need a drag name, Coca Mariani is the shit.
Mariani.
Hit that tab and you can look at a very, very long list of famous people who got addicted to Vin Mariani. It's apparently they enjoyed it. So...
It sounds nice. Not gonna lie, it sounds nice. We've been in quarantine for too long. So that's right. Cocaine wine, fun. Again, please don't do drugs. Do drink wine though, if you are
of age and not driving.
If you're of age and not sober.
Oh God, I love this so much. I'm glad we can do this again.
Me too. I like how we're both so giddy over like just talking about wine.
What a lifesaver.
Yeah.
What isn't a lifesaver?
These segues today, they're killing me.
They're fucking fire. Our number 4 cure-all, or a cure, is, I swear to God, someone thought malaria could be a cure for another disease, malaria.
Okay. But here's the thing. I feel like there could be So obviously if it's on this list, it's a disaster. But I feel like if it had worked, I feel like there'd be some cool science behind it. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm not a scientist.
So I think Marissa saw my jaw drop a little bit when she said malaria could work. Stick with me, people. Okay.
I would die.
Oh God. So the idea of using malaria to cure syphilis stemmed from the already existing fucking wacko method of pyrotherapy, which is deliberately sustaining a high fever to kill what ails you on the inside. Traditionally, this was done with hot baths, warm air, or electric blankets. But a man named Julius Wagner Jauregg brought this shit to a new and deadlier level. Syphilis was muy problemo in the early 20th century, and Julius was hell-bent on curing the fucking disease. It's literally the fucking disease.
The fucking disease.
Malaria was also a horrible disease, but it caused a sweet, sweet fever, about 103 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, that Julius believed might do the trick. In 1917, he injected Plasmodium vivax malaria into patients with advanced syphilis. Doing so induced a high fever, a fever he hoped would eradicate the spirochetal bacterium. Just say it with me now.
Spirochetal.
Ciprochetal. Bacterium. Oh God, it just keeps going. The Treponema pallidum. I don't know.
Oh wow, you're conquering these words. Let me tell you. That sounded sarcastic, but I was commending you. I thought
there's a spirochetal bacterium called Treponema pallidum. Anyway, this fucking vector is responsible for the syphilitic infection and all the mental disorders that come with syphilis. This is what gets into your brain.
Oh.
So multiple rounds of treatment were used on people. Again, I want to reiterate this. Multiple rounds of treatment were used on people with the idea of, hey, they're gonna die anyway, so what's the harm?
Oh my God.
Julius ran the study for 3 years and touted success. But let's look at this success, shall we? Let's look at the numbers. Anywhere between 3 and 20% of patients died from the fever. Again, up to 20% of his patients died.
What are we even doing, though?
In 60% of the survivors, the syphilis returned. So
okay, that's what we call ending.
you
study. That's what we call. Okay, it didn't work. The end.
But shit was so bad before penicillin that this was considered a breakthrough.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Julius won the motherfucking Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1927. Yeah. Even though 20% of
A, killing a bunch of people, and B, not
curing.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Oh no, that's the end of number 4.
I have to step out for 1 second, but can we resume in right after some products and services?
Oh God, it will not be syphilis. I promise you that.
Okay. All right.
Stay tuned.
Wait, are you gaming on a Chromebook?
Yep. It's got a high-res 120Hz display, plus this killer RGB keyboard. And I can access thousands of games anytime, anywhere.
Stop playing.
What?
Get out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, I want you to stop playing and get out of here so I can game on that Chromebook.
Got it.
Discover the ultimate cloud gaming machine. A new kind of Chromebook.
And we're back.
We're so back.
We're so back. Yeah, we lived through having malaria and syphilis at the same time, and we're up to number 5.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're in the creamy middle. Number 5 is the creamy middle, and in the creamy middle, I thought it was fitting to talk about sitting inside a rotten whale carcass as a cure.
If that's not creamy in the middle, I don't know what is.
Oh God, our source is once again smithsonianmag.com.
Amazing.
Tipping my hat off to that website. Gorgeous and beautiful. And I also found an article. I love this. This is really one of the best titles of an article I've ever read. The prescription for rheumatism used to be to sit in a rotting well for 30 hours. That's the name.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's like, it's all you need to know, but I'll elaborate.
It's like a freaking Mad Lib. It doesn't even sound real. Are you making this up? Do I need to go to Smithsonian Mag right now? Is Smithsonian Mag even real? I know it's real. I've been there, but it's.
Oh, it's back in the goddamn 1896.
Jeez, these 1800s are killing me. Actually, they killed
a lot of people. It's 1896. The New York Times reported a man in Eden, Australia. A man, he decided to jump into a beached whale while on a walk with his friends.
Oh my God, wasted.
That's
he's probably wasted
the next line I wrote.
He's probably wasted on some coca wine,
Right? Just the freshest
heroin.
Just the freshest heroin. Okay, his friends, disgusted and rightfully so, did not help him because, quote, the heat and the smell were too great.
Oh.
So supposedly he finally emerged 30 hours later. And his lifelong struggle with rheumatism was miraculously cured. I think he's got more serious problems, but I digress. Anyway, the story goes out and becomes 19th century viral. I'm turning my page.
That's my new favorite phrase. 18th century viral.
So the story goes viral, making Eden the dead whale Turkish bath capital of the world. Yeah, so the process is simple. You cut a hole in a dead whale deep enough. You cut a hole deep enough for the patient to be lowered all the way in until their head stuck out. And you stay there for a full day. The end.
My God. I don't know why, but when you were describing that, have you ever seen Dick in a Box? What a terrible.
Yes.
It just made me think of step 1. You cut a hole in a whale.
Oh, Jesus.
Famous thing I've ever said in the world. Okay, please continue.
Oh my God. Somebody get what's his name on the horn. We'll make a new video.
Justin Timberlake.
He's got nothing else to do. What the fuck he's
What is he doing? I think he's making sneakers or something right now.
Okay. Well, I got a better idea. Sneakers. Who wears those anymore? We're inside. Okay, so number 6. Let's stick with corpses. How about eating human corpses as medicine?
Pass. Oh God.
Yep. For several hundred years, peaking in the 16th century and 17th century, of course, Europeans, especially royalty, priests, and scientists, all in quotes, ingested remedies containing human bones, blood, and fat, and of course, mummies.
Oh.
They did not ask, should you eat people? Nay. They questioned, what part of people should we eat?
Oh, no.
It's relatively common knowledge. I think mummies were from Egypt, were stolen for generations, some for display, but mostly to be ground up into tinctures to cure anything from internal bleeding to epilepsy.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, Whole Foods just popped into my mind, but
I can see it. You know those fancy bags where you get cacao powder for your smoothies or whatever, or like matcha tea.
That's it.
Have like a mummy dust or whatever.
Matcha tea is the new mummy. That's all it is. That's all it is, people.
Essentially, yeah. Mix it with some almond milk. Bam.
There you go.
Here's all your
sponsor us. If you're a mummy or if you're matcha tea, sponsor the show.
Sponsor us. We'll mix you with almond milk.
That's right. Oh God. So blah blah blah. Lost my place. We are talking about mummies. For less serious matters, other than epilepsy or internal bleeding, a local body, any dead body, would work just fine. Prescriptions were basically written out as like cures like. For example, if you had a headache, merely ground up some human skull and add it to a brew.
Okay.
Just like King Charles II, who drank something called the King's Drops, which is just bits of human skull in alcohol.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone I feel like a smart person would try to tell me about this, like, honestly, and I'd be like, I have allergies, and they'd be like, you know what you should do? Okay, so you get a nose, like a human nose, and that's the part where I would be like, okay, well, slowly backing out of the room and dialing 911 on my phone in my pocket, I'm just worried.
Yeah, the way human life was considered back in the day was very interesting, to say the least. Oh God. So if you had a headache, grab a local skull and grind it into your local alcohol. For matters outside the body, fat was best. German doctors soaked. That's very cool. Human fat. German doctors soaked bandages in human fat for wounds and then rubbed fat directly into skin to remedy such things as gout.
Okay.
Here's something. Blood was milked fresh as to maintain its vitality. In the 16th century, German Swiss physician Paracelsus, what a name. Honestly though, if your name is Paracelsus, people are going to believe you.
Yeah. I think I'm going to change my name to Paracelsus. I just want to be trusted.
That is, I don't know. You're either going to be a psychopath or a really cute dog named Paracelsus.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
In this case, it's a psycho German Swiss physician who believed blood was best straight up from a live person. While a Franciscan apothecary sided with more of a marmalade that you could spread on something like bread. And then you ate.
Now, what would the blood do for you?
Okay. So that's a really good question. Human remains were considered potent because they contained our spirit. This was the belief. And by ingesting these parts, your spirit gained strength. So if they felt it was a blood disease, by eating someone else's blood, you gained strength from them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Here's SmithsonianMag.com quoting Leonardo da Vinci somehow. So we'll just say that this is sure. So Leonardo da Vinci once said, quote, "We preserve our life with the death of others. In a dead thing, infinite life remains, which when reunited with the stomachs of the living, it regains sensitive and intellectual life." So it's like a win-win for everyone, I guess. It's like they're dead, but they get to live on in you situation.
All right.
So that was Da Vinci.
Yeah. If Da Vinci says it, it's got to be written somewhere.
That's right, backwards in a notebook. So let's just drop that for a minute and head to number 7. where our source is, of course, Wikipedia. And we're going to talk about the amazing cure-all radium water.
Oh, yeah. Fucking radium. Love it.
Let's head back to another type of crazy, the late 1800s. It's, again, 1898, and Marie Curie is like, oh shit, I discovered radium. And
that's exactly what she said. Her
quote,
exact quote.
SmithsonianMag.com quotes Marie Curie as saying, oh shit. Because this time period was the golden age of grifting, may I introduce Harvard dropout and self-proclaimed doctor William J.A. Bailey.
All right.
Now he, air quotes, invented what you might call the first energy drink. Yes, out of his home in East Orange, New Jersey. Sorry. William concocted something called Radithor.
Wait, what? Say it again?
Radithor. 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 That's what it says on the label. You got it.
I love it. I couldn't help myself.
Oh, perfect. Radithor was triple distilled water. Okay. But triple distilled water containing at least 1 microcurie of radium isotopes, 226 and 228. So 2 for 1. It's a twofer. Now, radium emits energy in the form of alpha and gamma rays. These particles break down tissue, causing cancer, kidney failure, and not good things. But with no oversight, and this time being a capitalist free-for-all, Radithor was sold for 10 years.
No, come on, you guys.
Yep.
Then again, we sold, I think, Four Loko for around that period of time.
That's
So.
right. Four Loko, Radithor. I mean, tomato.
That's
right. Radithor was sold between the years of 1918 and 1928 as a cure for impotence and any flaccid problems. It's an energy drink. Oh, Lord. 1 ounce bottles ran for $1, which was about $15 today, so it was super affordable, I guess.
Sure.
Radithor's biggest fan was Eben Byers. He was an industrialist and amateur golfer. After breaking his arm, he turned to this shit for some reason, and he swore by it. Even though arms, heal when you put them in a cast. But he thought this did the thing that does the stuff.
He was probably dehydrated, and this sounds like mostly water. And...
mostly water and two types of fucking isotopes. Holy shit. Now, Eben reportedly drank 2 bottles a day for 3 years.
Oh, God.
Which led to a very long, agonizing death. Byers' skeleton became Swiss cheese, basically. He developed holes in his skull and in his lower jaw, to the point where he actually lost his lower jaw.
Wow.
Yeah. Ironically, even though he believed this cured his broken bone, it actually led to a series of bone-related illnesses, which led to his death in 1932.
Ouch. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Byers' death did lead to something positive, the strengthening of the FDA and a ban on over-the-counter radiation medicines. Yay! Hands in the air, yay. I'm not going to quote from this article, but I just wanted to read another great title of another great piece of journalism. This is a Wall Street Journal article simply titled, "The radium water worked fine until his jaw came off." That's the name of the article.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't have to quote anything from this. That's.
I love that. Please put that on a tote too. merch store.
The radium water worked fine until his jaw came off. We'll put that on a mug.
That we should put that on one of the fancy water bottles that, like,
oh my God, that's so great.
That white women take to go hiking.
Oh, that's a seller. Okay, that's happening. That's happening. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's wonderful.
Love that.
We're already up to 8. Can you believe it?
Oh my God.
This is a quickie. Number 8, speaking of putting weird things in your body, let's talk about crocodile shit.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most, like, raw noise. I didn't mean to make that noise. It just escaped my body.
Let it out. Let it out. Just
shit.
Let it out. It's good content. It's good content. Crocodile shit, according to naturalcycles.com. The ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians would mold crocodile dung into a block and, how do I put this? Insert it into the vagina as birth control.
No. Just like, don't. No. Whose idea was this?
I don't know. I don't know if it was to block sperm or the entire man. I don't know what it was, but it turns out people in the Middle East also used elephant poo in the same way. So
it probably just makes everything smell so disgusting that no one wants to come near.
Right.
You, your body, your house.
Yeah. So it worked. So success. Number 8 is ding. Okay. Let's move on to number 9. And we're going to stay with the Egyptians for a minute. Now, they didn't eat people's teeth if they had a toothache, for example. Instead, they blended herbs and they mashed up dead mice.
Okay.
Now, you just apply the mush to the painful spot and you're all set. Now, so mice mush is what I call number 9, was very popular even up until the Elizabethan era. The Elizabethans used it for warts, mice mush. You cut a mouse in half and you put that half of a dead mouse on your hand or whatever body that was unsightly, and I would assume that the dead mouse distracted people from the warts you had.
I was about to say, like, what is the reasoning behind this one? And then you answered it. I think of a question and you answer it. So,
do you want to? Is it a question that pops into your head? What you did with the other half of the mouse?
It is now.
Great. So, with the other half, you could fry it, bake it into a pie, or a treat to cure whooping cough, measles, smallpox, or bedwetting. That's eat a mouse to cure those things.
Eat a mouse a day. Keep those things away.
See, I wonder where that was from. And that was from, my source there was CBS News, an article, 15 Most Bizarre Medical Treatments Ever. And can you believe we are up to number 10 already?
Oh my God.
We are up to number 10. And we're going to go full circle. We're going to go back to tobacco. Back to tobacco.
Back to tobacco.
That's right. Hold on to your pants. We're going to talk about tobacco smoke enemas.
No.
That's right.
No.
It can go in your mouth. It can go in your ass. Tobacco.
Yes, I can. Oh, no. Of course this is number 10.
So supposedly Europeans saw indigenous people of the Americas inject smoke into the butt with a tube for help in respiration. Now, in my heart of hearts, I truly do believe they did do this only because they knew white people would copy this and look like a goddamn fool.
Intelligent. That's smart.
I completely believe it. And lo and behold, they were right.
It's amazing.
They were right. And Thus was born the tobacco resuscitation kit. Yes, exactly. At a price of 4 guinea, or $160 in American money today,
Okay.
you can blow smoke up your ass to cure colds, abdominal cramps, hernias, typhoid fever, and smoke enemas can cure death.
All right, I'd like to see that one done.
That's right.
Actually, I kind of don't. I actually am going to pass on that demo.
That's that infomercial at 3 a.m.
No.
Yeah, okay. So, in 1745, what a magical time, 1745, Western scholar Richard Mead recommended these enemas as a way to resuscitate drowning victims.
Wow.
Apparently, his advice was taken seriously by the public. In 1746, legend has it, a married couple enjoying their time together ended tragically, with the wife drowned and the husband in shock, I'm sure. I love the imagery I get from this. On the advice of a nearby sailor, happened to be at the scene.
Sure.
By the advice of the sailor, the husband inserted the stem of the sailor's pipe into her ass. And he covered the bowl of the pipe with perforated paper.
Okay.
And blew hard into the bowl of the pipe so air would pass through the pipe into her ass and eventually into her body. I guess this would certainly wake anyone. And legend has it, she survived.
And then they broke up.
And then she ran off with the sailor.
There you go.
She's like, how to do things with different things.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
And Marissa Riley, that is our 10 medical practices that no longer thankfully exist. But now you know where blown smoke up your ass comes from.
There you go. There you go, Jillian Cha-Cha.
Oh, God.
I'm obsessed with your full name.
Oh, Lord. Let's see. Follow us on Instagram. Well, that's interesting pod. Thanks to, you probably heard, we have a jingle now. We have music from Raspberry Sounds. Thanks for hooking us up.
Thank you.
Marissa, anything you would like to plug?
My film, which we've been kind of periodically talking about, keeps getting into such cool festivals. I am so excited about it. I love it. It just premiered at the Austin After Dark Festival, I believe on Monday our time, the 14th. And I'm just super proud of it. Go check out my Instagram, which is Pretty Short Film. It's the handle. And I just added the link in bio is a list of all the festivals, tickets. A lot of them are online. And if you have a lot of free time and you're obsessed with horror films, this is a really cool place to see like up and comers. Not necessarily just my film, but just a bunch of really cool ones. I'm so excited to watch these. So
I just can't. It makes me smile so hard to see your film go this far, and how we've documented your film throughout this podcast too, and then what's happening with it.
It's so fun.
It's really extraordinary. Stay with us. I think we nailed this remote stuff. So
I think we did too. I hope you guys enjoy. Send us some love and some comments. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, please rate us on Apple. We love you. Come on back and stay interesting.
Please do.